Let us have a truly honest conversation today. You sit down at the kitchen table, open your most recent bank statement, and your stomach drops. The number staring back at you is nowhere close to what the glossy financial magazines insist you need. And right away, that quiet, heavy fear sets in. The terrifying thought that you will be clocking in exhausted and working straight up until the day you collapse. If that is exactly how you feel right now, please take a deep breath. You are not alone, and more importantly, you still have options. It makes complete sense to feel frustrated and overwhelmed. You have worked incredibly hard your whole life. But let us look honestly at the world we actually live in. You have been fighting an uphill battle against decades of rising inflation. Wages have stayed flat while the cost of a simple grocery run keeps climbing. And then there are life's unexpected curveballs, a sudden medical bill, a car transmission giving out, or stepping in to help a child or grandchild through a rough patch. Those things happen to good, hardworking people every single day. They chip away at your ability to save, making that massive nest egg everyone on television talks about feel completely out of reach. Please hear me when I say this. It is not a personal failure. It is simply life happening. But here is the honest truth, and it is genuinely hopeful. You do not need $1 million portfolio to step away from the daily grind. You do not need to be wealthy to find peace, security, and dignity in your later years. What you actually need is a solid, practical strategy. You need a way to stretch the resources you already have, along with a clear understanding of the government benefits you have already paid into and earned. My goal today is to walk you through all of this together. I want to take confusing, overwhelming financial rules and translate them into plain, everyday language. We're going to work through this side by side. So pour yourself a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let us start mapping out your future. Let us begin with the single biggest lie the financial industry feeds people: the magical retirement number. Turn on the television and some expert in a tailored suit will tell you that without a massive 7-figure portfolio sitting in a 401k or an IRA, your future is doomed. They throw around numbers like $1 million or $2 million as if it were spare change. Honestly, hearing that is enough to make anyone want to switch off the TV and give up entirely. But I want you to wipe that Wall Street myth from your mind right now. That kind of advice is designed to sell expensive wealth management services to the wealthiest 1%. It is not designed to help everyday, hardworking people. We need to fundamentally redefine what retirement actually means, especially when you are working with a tight budget. Once you realize retirement is about monthly cash flow rather than total net worth, the whole picture changes. Retirement is not about hoarding a giant mountain of cash. It is simply a math equation. True retirement means reaching the point where your guaranteed, regular monthly income covers your baseline survival expenses. That is it. If you have a safe roof over your head, food in your pantry, the electricity on, and your basic medical needs met, you have won the game. If your reliable monthly income pays for your monthly life, you are successfully retired. You do not need a millionaire's bank account to get there. To make this real, we need a major mental shift today. I know how easy it is to look at your savings and feel defeated. You might feel like you started too late, or that you are simply too far behind to catch up. But staying stuck in that heavy, anxious mindset will only hold you back. It is time to stop looking in the rearview mirror. We are shifting from feeling overwhelmed to taking confident, deliberate control of the resources and programs already available to you. There are specific tools you can use right now, and we are going to learn exactly how to use every one of them. This sets the stage for everything else ahead. A peaceful retirement on a lower income is not built on a giant pile of cash. It is built on a solid foundation of two specific things. First, creating smart, guaranteed income streams, and second, deliberately lowering your everyday living expenses. It comes down to being resourceful, being clever, and understanding exactly how the system works in your favor. So let us put the stress of that million-dollar myth behind us for good. We are going to focus on reality. We are going to focus on protecting your monthly cash flow, shrinking your bills, and making sure every dollar you have works as hard as you do. Let us talk about the foundation of your retirement income. And for most of us, that foundation is Social Security. I want to start by addressing something I hear constantly. There is a sense of embarrassment, a feeling that you have somehow failed if Social Security is your primary or even your only retirement plan. Please let that feeling go right now. For millions of hardworking Americans, Social Security is the anchor. There is no shame in that. You have paid into this system out of every single paycheck since your very first job. This is not a handout. This is your money, and you have earned every penny of it. The key is making sure you extract the maximum value from it. One of the most important decisions you will make is when to officially claim your benefits. The rules can feel like a tangled mess of formulas and acronyms, but let us break it into simple, real-world dollars. You are allowed to start taking your money at age 62, but here is the catch. Because you are claiming early, the government reduces your monthly check. As of 2026, claiming at age 62 permanently reduces your benefit by 30% compared to waiting until your full retirement age of 67. So if your standard check at full retirement age would be $2,000 a month, claiming at 62 instead brings that down to roughly $1,400 a month, a $600 cut every single month for the rest of your life. On the flip side, if you can hold off until age 70, the government rewards you. Delayed retirement credits add up to a 24% increase above your full retirement age benefit, meaning that same $2,000 check would grow to around $2,480 a month. So taking a part-time job now to delay claiming for a couple of years can mean hundreds of extra guaranteed dollars landing in your account every month once you actually stop working. But what if you need to claim early at 62 while still wanting a part-time job to help cover groceries? You may have heard rumors that the government takes your Social Security away if you work. That is called the earnings test, and it scares people unnecessarily. Let me explain exactly how it works in plain language for 2026. If you claim benefits before your full retirement age, you can earn up to $24,480 a year from a job without losing a single dollar of your Social Security. That is over $2,000 a month you can bring home from working, free and clear. If you earn more than that limit, the Social Security Administration temporarily withholds $1 of benefits for every $2 you earn over the line. But notice the word temporarily. They do not simply take it away. Once you reach full retirement age, your benefit is recalculated, and that withheld money is gradually returned to you through a higher monthly check. So do not let the fear of a temporary reduction stop you from taking a low-stress job that helps keep your lights on and your stress levels down. Now I want to highlight two often overlooked parts of the Social Security system: spousal benefits and survivor benefits. It is genuinely upsetting how many older Americans leave money on the table simply because no one ever told them these rules existed. Say you were a stay-at-home parent for years, or you simply earned far less than your spouse. Even if your own work record is small, you may be entitled to claim up to half of your spouse's full benefit amount while they are still alive. That can be a meaningful boost to your household's fixed monthly income. And if your spouse passes away, the rules shift again to protect you. As a widow or widower, you are entitled to step into their benefit and claim their exact monthly payment if it is higher than your own. You give up the smaller check and keep the larger one. It is a vital safety net that keeps many surviving spouses out of poverty. Even if you are divorced, as long as the marriage lasted at least 10 years and you have not remarried, you may still be able to claim benefits based on your ex-spouse's earnings record. And no, this does not reduce their benefit or their current spouse's benefit in any way. Understanding these rules turns Social Security from a confusing government program into a powerful anchor for your budget. Once you know exactly how much guaranteed income is coming in, we can move to the other side of the equation, your expenses. And the biggest, scariest expense of all is exactly what we will tackle next. Now that your income is anchored, let us turn to face the biggest challenge in the room: housing. Whether you are writing a rent check every month or you own your home outright but keep getting squeezed by rising property taxes, maintenance, and insurance, housing is the single biggest threat to a fixed income budget. It is the one expense that can completely derail your peace of mind. When you are living on a set monthly income, watching your rent climb by a couple of $100s or seeing your property tax assessment jump feels genuinely frightening. It can feel like you are being priced out of your own life, trapped somewhere that is slowly draining your savings. But please understand, you do not have to simply accept it. You have more power here than you may realize. Let us approach this housing challenge from 3 different angles. First, consider your physical location. Some call this strategic relocation, but really it just means moving smart. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your finances is to move one county or even one state over. You do not need to relocate across the country, but crossing a county line can sometimes cut your property taxes significantly. Crossing a state line might mean moving somewhere that does not tax Social Security benefits, or somewhere with a notably lower cost of living. Look at a map. Check the towns 20 or 30 miles away. Is the cost of living cheaper there? If you sell a home in an expensive area and buy a smaller place somewhere more affordable, you can put the difference straight into savings. It is one of the most effective ways to give yourself a real raise without working an extra hour. But what if you are renting and your budget is already stretched thin? This is where a federal program comes in that genuinely works but rarely gets discussed. It is the Department of Housing and Urban Development's Section 202 Supportive Housing for the Elderly program. To be clear, this is not a nursing home. These are independent apartment communities built specifically for people age 62 and older with limited income. The standout feature is that rent is capped at roughly 30% of your adjusted income. If your income drops, your rent drops with it. It is a genuine safety net. But here is the difficult part. Waiting lists for these apartments can stretch on for years in some areas. That is why you should not wait for a crisis to apply. Contact your local housing authority today and get your name on the waiting list, even if you do not think you need it yet. It costs nothing to be on the list, and it could make a real difference down the road. Finally, think outside the traditional box. Have you considered shared housing? It is the same idea behind the classic television show The Golden Girls, and honestly, they had the right approach. The financial and social benefits of shared living arrangements are significant. If you own a home with empty bedrooms, renting a spare room to another older adult can change your financial picture substantially. Suddenly, you are splitting the heating bill, the water bill, and seasonal maintenance costs. It cuts your daily living expenses considerably. It also provides something money cannot buy: companionship. One of the hidden dangers of aging is isolation. Having someone to share a cup of coffee with, or someone to call if you take a bad fall, is genuinely priceless. There are roommate matching services now designed specifically for older adults. Whether you are renting a room or opening your home to a tenant, shared housing is a practical way to protect your budget, preserve your independence, and tame the housing challenge for good. Let us shift to the topic that keeps almost every older American awake at night: healthcare costs. The fear of one bad fall or one unexpected diagnosis wiping out a lifetime of savings is very real. And even staying relatively healthy, navigating Medicare can feel like a frustrating part-time job in itself. Many people reach age 65, enroll in Medicare, and are surprised to learn it is not entirely free. There are premiums, deductibles, and out-of-pocket costs that can quietly drain a fixed budget. Let us build a solid plan to protect both your health and your wallet. First, the Medicare Part B premium. For 2026, the standard Part B premium deducted directly from your Social Security check is $202.90 per month, nearly $2,500 a year before you have even bought groceries. But here is a safety net that does not get enough attention. If your income is limited, you may qualify for a Medicare savings program. These are state-run programs that pay your monthly Part B premium for you. Qualifying for one of these programs can put over $200 a month back into your pocket immediately. Depending on your income and resources, some of these programs will also cover deductibles and co-payments. Income limits vary by state, so contact your state Medicaid office or your local state health insurance assistance program to check your eligibility. Do not assume you make too much. Let the state make that determination, not your own assumptions. Now let us address prescription drug costs. We have all stood at the pharmacy counter and felt our stomach drop at the total. Prescription drugs are notoriously expensive in the United States, but there is a federal program specifically designed to address this, called Extra Help. The Extra Help program assists with Medicare prescription drug plan premiums, deductibles, and co-payments. In 2026, this program significantly caps medication costs, often bringing generic drugs down to just a few dollars and substantially reducing the cost of brand-name medications. The unfortunate reality is that millions of eligible seniors never apply for this benefit simply because no one told them it exists. Some are choosing between groceries and heart medication, while funds sit available to help them. You can apply for Extra Help directly through the Social Security Administration's website or by phone. It takes less than 30 minutes and could save thousands of dollars a year. Finally, make full use of the benefits you already have. The best way to avoid devastating medical bills is to catch problems before they become expensive emergencies. Medicare covers a wide range of preventative services at no cost, including your annual wellness visit, cardiovascular screenings, cancer screenings, and bone density tests. If you see a doctor who accepts Medicare assignment, these services come with no deductible and no copayment. Be proactive about your health. Schedule those appointments. Let your doctor run the available tests. Catching a problem early protects not just your physical health, but your entire financial future from major unexpected medical bills. Taking control of your healthcare is one of the best things you can do for your retirement. Now, let us challenge an outdated idea about how retirement is supposed to work. For generations, people have been sold the concept of a hard stop retirement. You work a demanding 40-hour week, receive a send-off on a Friday, and on Monday, you work 0 hours for the rest of your life. For many people today, that sudden drop-off is not just financially difficult, it can actually be harmful to your health and your sense of purpose. Instead, consider a more gradual approach, sometimes called phased retirement. This means stepping back from the traditional work week without leaving the workforce entirely. The goal is not to keep working out of pure necessity, but to maintain a low-stress, part-time schedule on your own terms. The benefits of staying lightly engaged are significant. Mentally, it keeps your mind sharp. Socially, it gets you out of the house and helps prevent the isolation that can creep up on older adults. Physically, staying somewhat active supports long-term health. But the biggest benefit is financial. Earning a few hundred extra dollars a month creates a meaningful cushion that takes pressure off your savings and your Social Security check. And the job market today looks very different than it did a decade ago. There is a growing trend of older adults thriving in flexible, low-impact roles. You do not need to be on your feet for 8 hours in a warehouse. there are real opportunities available, like leveraging decades of professional experience for freelance consulting or bookkeeping from home, tutoring to pass knowledge on to younger generations, or taking on part-time remote customer service or pet sitting in your own neighborhood. You have a lifetime of valuable skills, and employers genuinely value the reliability and experience that come with age. There is a real difference in quality of life between working 10 or 15 hours a week doing something you enjoy versus being locked into a full-time grind out of necessity. Working on your own terms restores a sense of control. It allows you to decline stressful situations, take time off for family, and still bring in valuable extra income. With this gradual approach, work stops feeling like a punishment and becomes a flexible tool for building the peaceful retirement you deserve. We have covered a great deal today, but if there is one thing to take away, let it be this. A successful, peaceful, stress-free retirement is not about how much wealth you have stored away. It is built on resourcefulness and a clear understanding of how the system actually works. You do not need $1 million to retire with dignity. You need a solid plan and a clear sense of which levers to pull to make your hard-earned money work for you. I know the bigger picture of your financial future can still feel overwhelming, so here is one simple thing to do today. Pick a single, actionable step to take. Do not try to tackle everything at once. Maybe set up your official online account at ssa.gov to see exactly what your benefits look like. Maybe call your state health insurance office to ask about the Extra Help program for prescriptions. Or maybe just spend 15 minutes checking whether moving one county over could meaningfully lower your property taxes. Just take one step forward. Action is the best antidote to fear, and that one small step puts you back in control of your own life.